Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is going to be your waxing moon reading, which is the period from May 29th until June 5th when we have the full moon in Scorpio. This is a period of time when our energy is really building. We're sort of, it's this sort of high period where we're trying to make our manifestations come to fruition by the time of the full moon. So it's an expansive energy. It's like we really want to get things done. We're really taking action and taking steps to move towards our goals and our dreams. So let's just go ahead and jump into this reading, Scorpio. This is going to be for anybody who has a Scorpio in any placement. Okay, it can even be your Chiron. It can be, normally I say Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, but it can be Chiron. It can be, it could be your Black Moon Lilith. It can be whatever. If you're drawn to this reading is for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to ask spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and ascended masters to join us in this space to deliver the messages that we need to hear for Scorpios. My apologies about the shuffling, you guys. I think the humidity has my cards all funky today. Messages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs for any placement from May 29th through June 5th. Messages for Scorpio, May 29th through June 5th. Messages for Scorpio, May 29th through June 5th. Ooh-wee, Scorpio. Ooh-wee. Okay, your overall energy is the Two of Swords. This can be Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. More specifically, it's Moon in Libra. The Two of Swords is all about being at a crossroads in the way of thought, a cerebral, mental crossroads, trying to decide which way to go. She's holding these two perfect Ace of Swords, new directions, information in her hands, and she's really pulling back to get in touch with her inner wisdom, maybe even, communing with spirit and her spirit guides through prayer, through meditation, to figure out what it is that she needs to know. This is the minor arcana version of the Hanged Man, okay? So in a way that it's really passive, okay, because this person is pulling back, but it's also an active doing, okay? The necessity to just get her head straight, figure out which way she's going to go. So this could be in business, this could be in love, this could be on your spiritual journey, this could be with your health. Underneath that, we have the Three of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. More specifically, it's Mars and Capricorn, and this is about collaboration. So for some of you, this could be a question of education. Maybe you're trying to decide between two schools or two courses. For others of you, it's going to be maybe you've had a business offer or somebody that wants to invest in or has asked you to invest in them, and you're really sort of weighing your options, seeing if this is something that you want to do. Okay, but it could also be in health. It could also relate to relationships. So let's go ahead and get into this. You have, first of all, wow. You have some powerful cards out right away. Hierophant, the Fool, the Empress. I mean, this is best case scenario, Scorpio, for your final outcome. Now, you guys are showing up as the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands energy is it's fire, so it's Aries, Leo, or Sag energy. Specifically, it can also relate to the time period between, that Scorpio Sagittarius time period, so November, December. So it could be something that happened back then, you might want to pay attention, or it could be something that you're starting now that's really going to come to fruition around that time. Now, I don't really like seeing the Knight of Wands in reverse, okay, because the Knight of Wands is all about action, he's about travel, he's about charisma, he's diplomacy. When he's in the reverse, he's the opposite of those things, right? But the Knight of Wands has this innate ability to lead and to be powerful and to roll with the punches and dodge bullets and that sort of thing. But when he's in the reverse, it's like he's somebody who's too impulsive, and that's gotten him or her into a little bit of trouble. And it might have even shook your self-confidence. Yeah, so something that you went into, it's kind of like, oh, I can wing it. Oops, and then figuring out you can't. Okay, so whether that was going in for a job interview, whether that was, a school project, whether that was a business plan, whether it was a project at work, whether it was a relationship, okay, that you thought, well, I'll just, I'm me, I'm good, I can do this. Which I'm not saying that you're not powerfully attractive and strong and charismatic and diplomatic, that you're not those things, but there could be something that triggered you to act in a way that even you surprised yourself. Now, what's surrounding you or in your surroundings is another card I'm not super happy about. Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so the Page of Swords is about messages. The Page of Swords is Aries, Leo, sorry, not Aries, it's Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. And it's this winter time period, all about winter. So it's like something that happened either during this past winter, like right, maybe even around like 2019 to 2020. Something here that you might be dealing with the residual effects of that, whether it was a relationship or a job or something that you feel like you might have like screwed the pooch on that one. Excuse my language. But the Page of Swords in reverse is also really talking to me. It could be a person who's your age or younger. It could be one of your children. But this energy that you're surrounded by is somebody who is watching you. So again, some of you might have YouTube channels and you might have people watching you. But I feel like it's like people are throwing shade, massive shade at you when this card is coming out in the reverse. When it's in the upright, it's like you're communicating, you're actually, you're starting something. Maybe you're not an expert at it yet, but you're sort of doing it well. It's a precocious energy. So somebody who sort of acts and looks like they've done this before, but maybe they really haven't. And it's a new direction, okay? And it could have to do with writing. It could have to do with, somebody starting out in law school or in law enforcement or something along those lines. But the Page of Swords in reverse is kind of like if there are people watching you, this is a card of somebody spying. So you could have somebody that's really paying attention to you, but in a way that isn't positive. In a way to sort of pick you apart. Okay, so you may have you might know exactly who this is. Sometimes this energy is our energy, and we do it without realizing. If you find yourself constantly criticizing someone or your partner, like, oh, he can't even put the milk back right in the refrigerator or something like that, or I can't believe he left his glass there, like little things, or, he or she, it doesn't matter, but little things like that, okay, are also reflections of how you're feeling and things that, and we also have to take a look and see it. Are we picking on things that we don't like in ourselves, but that we're not really willing to take a look at or acknowledge, okay? But for the most part, I don't get that so much being your energy. I'm getting this more being the energy of somebody around you who might be spying, who might be watching you, who might be really checking out your social media, and they might be throwing some shade. I don't like to project like this is like some scary stalker or anything like that, or that they're sending you negative vibes. But there are a lot of stones out there that you guys can use to just make sure to protect your energy, absorb any negative energy. So I've got, black tourmaline is really good. And some of you might need to do one of those, protective meditation as well. Okay, because this isn't, it's only a page, so it's not a really big deal. But, if you do feel like you have a sense of lethargy, or you just feel like, if this resonates with you, okay, if a little ding went off in your head, or you were like, yeah, then it's time to do one of those meditations. If it doesn't, okay, don't go around thinking like, oh yes, because I know, my dear Scorpios, I have Scorpio in my chart. Don't go looking for people who might be spying on you, okay, or throwing you shade. Just don't go looking. What's blocking you is the King of Wands. This is Aries, Leo, Sag energy. And the King of Wands is, he's fiery, he's passionate, he's a CEO. He's somebody who's got a lot of sexual energy. I actually feel like this could be an aspect of yourself, Scorpio, because you guys have that Mars energy, which I'm kind of picking up on. The King of Wands is, I really do feel like it could be a person. So it could be like a boss, or it could be somebody who has a little bit more power or control in this relationship or in this situation. It could also be like an in-law or somebody's parents is what I'm also picking up on. Because I do see the card of marriage. So for some of you, you're experiencing difficulties, and you might feel like you're being blocked by your significant other's parents or older sibling or something along the lines. That's just for maybe one or two of you. But the King of Wands, is also somebody who, very fast moving energy. He's one of the kings that, not so much in this deck, but in a lot of decks, he's kind of one that I always think preferred to be a knight. Like, he likes to be where the action is. He likes to be, he likes to travel, he likes to move, but, he's also a very good ruler. The beauty of the King of Wands is he has it all. He has it all, and he has riches, and he has money. But if you look at him, his wand is the least glamorous out of all the kings, because he knows he doesn't need all of the bells and the whistles and the pomp and the show. His power is so internalized, like, and so innate, and he's so centered. So he's just this master manifester and attractor. So it could be that you're having issues with that, like really getting in touch with your own King of Wands, with that own energy. Or it could be somebody who you might know who this is, as soon as I started talking about him. So what's subconsciously affecting the situation? You have the Fool. This is energy of Uranus, which is Aquarian energy. But the Fool is all about starting a new journey. And, I think this is spirit and your guides and nudging you to close out a cycle. Close out a cycle, whatever that might be. For some of you, this is marriage. Okay, so you're either wrapping up a marriage, you're either taking, you're leaving singlehood for commitment. Some of you are getting married. I mean, it's gonna be different for a lot of you. But this energy, this arc over your energy, Scorpio, is romantic, happy, beautiful, and this is a brand new journey. And so for some of you guys, you want to get married or you want to come into union, but you feel like this King of Wands, it could be an ex, but I feel like it could be a parent as well, or an older sibling that's blocking you, that doesn't approve. And it's sort of it's making you really pull back and think, is this okay? Is this something you're going to go through with? Because I feel like this Page of Swords and this Page of, is it the Page of Wands? And this Knight of Wands energy, there's passion here. But I feel like I feel like this scenario, Scorpio, is like you are so psyched about getting married or getting engaged to someone, and you are so happy, and you could take that information home, and your parents are like, no, absolutely not. Like, you get a reaction that is just completely 180 from what you were expecting. Now, for all of you, obviously, it's not going to be that, but it's kind of like being really excited about, hey, I got a job, in China and it pays really well, and I really wanted this adventure, and everybody's like, no way, not happening. So it could be work, it could be relationships, okay? But I am picking up, a lot about love here. Or it could just be a part of yourself that's struggling with, is this the right decision for me? Okay, but yes, Spirit is urging you to take the risk. Whether you can feel that very strongly or not, that's what's subconsciously affecting this situation. In your recent past, you have the Four of Wands. That's my soulmate or twin flame energy. This is my 1111 card. So some of you may have been seeing 1111 for quite a while. Maybe you really started this awakening process like December, January 2019, 2020. For some of you, you might have been married in the winter. Okay, and these are the issues that you're dealing with now. For others of you, this is just, after this long wait that you finally met the one, right? And you were so excited about it, and you come up against opposition somehow for bringing, for really either living together or being in union. But you have this inner sense of happiness. The Four of Wands is the minor arcana version of the Sun card. So it's like the second happiest card in the deck, and it's beautiful. And this is in your past. What's coming in above you or from above, or what you're thinking about, you have on your mind, this is marriage. This is Hierophant. This is Taurus energy. But the Hierophant card is also might be what's sort of blocking you, Scorpio, are people's expectations, societal expectations of you. For some of you, it's going to be about coming out of the closet. Okay, I don't even know if people call it that anymore. But maybe it's like it's revealing something as powerful as, your orientation, your sexual orientation. Maybe you have friends and family, or, people or your partner's friends and family are very conservative. And this Hierophant is about that. It's about larger institutions. It's about society's values. It's about being conservative. It's about, I don't necessarily mean like, let's not get into politics, but, just being conservative. And I feel like, the opposite is the Fool. Spirit saying it's time to be you. It's time to be the real you. But I think there's this fear of not being accepted, of being rejected by friends and family or jobs. Okay, it's going to resonate with you guys in a lot of different ways. But this King of Wands, this is that energy. You're worried about his reaction, his or her reaction, an older sibling, a family member, a boss, whatever it might be. Okay, but for some of you, it's just, you want to get married to this person, or you want to be in union, but this King of Wands is blocking you. And it's done a number on your self-confidence. I mean, it's a big deal. The Empress card is, and for others of you, it could just be your spiritual journey, coming out of the tarot closet, or, telling people that you're Wiccan, or what have you. All of that can be really difficult. Okay, but what's coming in, we have this Venusian energy of the Empress, Taurus and Virgo. So we get a lot of Taurus energy showing up here. Sorry, Taurus and Libra, not Virgo. And this is beautiful. This is the divine feminine. This is abundance. This is passion, compassion. This is just sitting in your power. Like, this is you becoming the god or the goddess, more specifically. Maternal energy. This is being accepted by your mother for some of you. Whatever decision is that you're struggling with here, being accepted by your mom or your dad. Okay, it's just this powerful energy that just emanates success, and it's just going to be beautiful. It's this beautiful success, abundance, blossoming abundance. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what additional messages we have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs from May 29th through June 5th. You get community. Yep. So this is like my Three of Cups card. I know it's not on the card. It's a 7. 7 is the number of spirituality. But for me, this is oftentimes the Three of Cups. So it's about marriage. It's about celebrating a union or a commitment to someone or to something. And again, for some of you, it might be coming out to your parents, and finally doing it, and just that wash of relief and happiness after doing so. And then for others of you, this is just your divine support network that they're telling you, we've got your back no matter what. You're on a path to happiness. Door to Spirit. Yeah. So for a lot of you too, this is about your enlightenment, your awakening. Again, I keep picking up on, December, January being really being an impactful point in time for you. Okay, and just opening that door to Spirit, doing what you need to do to commune with Spirit, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your ascended masters. Angel of Strength, so the strength and the courage that's needed. And look at that, we get 2 cards. We get Door to Romance And I'm also going to put, we'll put this down here, the goddess of the moon. So really using your intuition. It speaks to these readings that are based on the cycles of the moon. You know, for a lot of you, this is a romantic journey, and it's about taking things to the next level. Okay, whether that's being monogamous, whether that's moving closer to each other, whether it's getting married, despite what, you know, it might be a very, it might be like an unorthodox connection. You know, there might be like a huge age gap, okay, or it might be something that's, you know, I'm not saying it, for me it's not, but maybe for, you know, your family or your community, a same-sex union might be, you know, I don't know where that's still scandalous, but I'm sure there are places. And I'm not glib about it at all, because I do know that even though it is becoming more and more common, it's still very difficult to express the true you, no matter what that looks like. Okay, and then goddess of the moon, you know, intuition, manifesting with the moon. Lots of feminine energy coming out here. But, you know, Spirit wants you to take this risk. Take the time that you need, but don't let this opportunity pass you by. Whoa, Scorpio. Okay, you guys get dynamic. Number 23. I like that because you get 23 and 32 mirroring each other. 55 is about conflict. It's about change. It's about evolution, okay? And it's a big change in consciousness. Big change in consciousness. I'm picking up on that a lot. Okay, but then we have dynamic. The frequency of dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency. It helps us to put together a reality that is made up of many different elements, both familiar and completely new, with ease, grace, and great joy. Yeah. So again, like, this is acceptance. Maybe some of you also have, you know, a loved one, or, you know, remember, you can always flip the characters, or it could be energies that you're observing. You might have a loved one that's afraid to approach you, and you need to recognize the strength and the courage that it took for them to do this, okay? And to talk to you about something that's really serious. But I think this change in consciousness could also be yours, and helping you put together a reality that is made up of many different things. Things that are familiar, things that are completely new, you know. And it could also be, you know, when we talk about religion and spiritual beliefs, you know, I always say, if somebody says you can't do that, okay, and I'm not talking about murder or, you know, or hurting other people, but, you know, if you can't believe in this person and that person, that, you know, if I always feel like if there's a doctrine that says that, then it's not for me. And I think it's all about being pluralistic and accepting traditional and non-traditional people, things, ways of thinking in our lives. I think it's extremely important. Alchemy. Yeah. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. Yeah, and that's magician energy, but you know, the Empress can do that as well. Anything she touches turns to gold. That power is yours at this time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull final messages for my Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and I'm going to be reading from the book. This is by Alberto Villoldo, Colette Baron Reed, and Marcela Lobo. Beauty Way. Oh, okay. Makes total sense. I mean, this is absolutely gorgeous energy with the Empress. Scorpio, you guys are beautifying your life. Ooh, and I want to sneeze. Excuse me. Excuse me, guys. I don't know where that's coming from. The Beauty Way is both a path that you travel on and a daily practice. The path is where you choose to perceive only beauty before you, behind you, and all around you as you journey through life. The practice is where you take action to bring beauty to every situation you are in. When things get ugly, you act to bring integrity and peace to the difficult encounter. When everyone else perceives only darkness, you point out the light and help uncover the hidden treasures. The Beauty Way invites you to create beauty in your life and to recognize the beauty inside yourself and in others. Stop to smell the roses, take a deep breath, look up at the stars, and recognize the splendor that surrounds you. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. All right, Scorpios, I'm going to leave it there before I have a total sneezing fit. But also, I think that wraps up this reading really nicely. This is a beautiful reading with a beautiful outcome, and it's a beautiful journey. I mean, it's not without challenges, but it's nothing that you guys can't overcome. All right, I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. But most of all, I want to thank you for all your love and support. And even the dog wants to thank you. And I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.